Good morning, folks. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Joel Duggan, and we're in Minecraft today. Fingers crossed we don't have any more connection issues. We lost connection at the end of the stream yesterday, and it came back later that day. I was able to log in and repair some gear and just kind of move back to the Sci-fi area. But then this morning logging in, there was some issues with the Minecraft launcher. So we're on the Citadel now. We seem to be able to launch the game and log in, even though it says we have to play offline. I don't know what's going on. I feel like there's a greater internet problem beyond just my area today. So fingers crossed we'll continue on with that. If not, I can always load up another game and we'll figure something out if things don't go as planned. But we are going to do a little bit of housekeeping, I think, around the command center. There's some dirt I want to remove. There's some things I want to double check. So the first part of the stream, I think, is going to be taking care of some janitorial issues around the Mushroom Island. So it should be pretty straightforward. And I also have got some stuff happening on my OBS that is not supposed to be there. Why is that open? Oh boy. Dogs. There we go. Man, I'm not sure what's going on with tech these days, but things just seem to change behind the scenes without me doing much. It drives me nuts. Sandy is enjoying coffee and gingerbread hearts. A Christmas feeling. I mean, gingerbread hearts like gingerbread cookies that are shaped like hearts? Because if you're eating the hearts of gingerbread men, then you have bigger issues. Okay, so yesterday we were working on the doors for a little bit, and we were also finishing up the other panel on the other side of this. So this wing now feels pretty complete. It has an interesting shape when you're on the ground now. These side panels really stick out. It creates an interesting dynamic there. Obviously, we have to figure out how we're going to handle the underside. Yeah. And it's starting to feel strange not to have the middle bit done. So, today we're probably going to try to work out a little bit of this. I do sort of like what's happening here with the white, but I don't know about the orange. I think we're going to probably stick with deep slate. I think over here we're going to switch this out for tough to see what that looks like. And I'm going to get rid of that. I don't like that. But this chunk of earth here, I think all the way over to the ravine, I think is something we need to get rid of. I find it a little bit distracting. So we'll start probably at that spot there. We're gonna need another shulker box for stuff. I don't know why I'm keeping all this stuff, but I am. I'm sure at some point we're going to need to fill stuff in, and that's probably why. We'll bring that, that. Probably the dirt. And I'm not going to need scaffolding, that, this can probably just go in here. Actually, they can all go in there, can't they? Nice. So between the haste beacon and the speed potions, we should be able to get a lot of this done pretty quickly. Nadila, hello! Welcome in. I saw that you made it into the Discord. Good stuff. So I've been trying in spaces to keep this fairly organic looking, but I don't know if we necessarily have to do that. Yeah, I think if I just go across here. Pretty rough. We'll fix that later. Cool. And then we can go ahead and get rid of these mushrooms too. There's certain spots where I want to back up and look at how things are going with the design of the base, and I find that some of the landscape has been in the way lately, so I thought it was time. I feel like we're going to do something different. I don't think I want this to all look like just a Minecraft Mushroom Island. I'm thinking that I want this to look like something else entirely, so we will see things go here. Oh, there's a hole there. I think it's easier on the eyes to do one level at a time. I'm surprised that cow didn't get smacked. Hey, you finally figured out the Discord. Nice. Yeah. Glad to hear it. Do have to remember that there's a hole here. And what I've been doing with these is putting like a circle around them, making them look more like a vent. I think I've just been using stone, or maybe smooth stone. white concrete there. Smooth stone, looks like. So much stuff. I'm gonna need another dirt shulker box. I feel like I've run out of range of the beacon. I wonder why that is. Do we not have a beacon over here? Thought we did. One there. Could there not be another one over here somewhere? Oh, I guess I don't have it. It doesn't extend that far. Huh. Oh, you know what? I think I might have closed one off. For a photo? Screenshot? One, two, three, four. There's ones up north. There and there. Yeah, I guess I don't really have any over here. The rain again, I know, right? Well, at least it's a thunder shower. We can sleep through those. Thanks for the lurk, Cosmic. Good to see you. I may have to start thinking about where to put these cows. I'm assuming they despawn and respawn every time I load the area. I feel like they're growing in number, so I don't know. Maybe they don't despawn. The brown one is still there? Yeah, there's been a couple of rainstorms though, so I'm not sure whether the brown mushrooms are special. Hey, Just Lego, welcome back. how wide is this? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Almost a circle on its own. It's pretty close. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Huh. Let's do at least that. That'll work. No, maybe that has to be smaller. That works better. So we could have all these cool access points to the network of lush caves that's underneath the island, which I think is pretty fun. We could decorate these to look like vents. Maybe use them as inspiration to build around. See some fun stuff happening, I think. Everything is full. A lot of brown mushroom blocks. That's almost full too. Thanks for being awesome, Sandy. Appreciate it. Am I digging too much? Or am I digging not enough? A wild noise. The inefficiency of it all. My goodness. Be a big brown eyesore until it all grows over. And I haven't thought, like, if I want to get rid of the mycelium and not have it grow at all, I have to figure out how to do that. I don't want to do grass. Grass is like super bright green. I feel like it would be cool to do like nylium or something from the nether. Don't know. I feel like warped nylium would be cool. Another shulker box almost full. Holy crap. I keep on forgetting that this doesn't get used up. Might as well sleep while we're here. What mod is that? It is the shulker box labels mod. Give me 1 second, folks. Okay. This is a bigger piece of dirt than I thought. So for folks that are in the Discord, we have a meeting tonight for the Citadel Cafe. Myself and Steven normally record new episodes on the last Thursday of the month, but we're not going to record a new episode today because we are planning something cool for the 500th episode. It just so happens that the 500th episode is really close to the holidays, and we thought it would be fun to do the holiday roundtable with the 500th episode, but we also want to do something more unique. So we're going to have a little bit of a meeting, and I thought I would have that meeting in the Discord just because there's usually some people that can tune in live. So if you're a fan of that podcast and you're on the Discord, then hopefully you'll have a chance to hang out. Yeah, 500. Crazy. Big number. Brown mushroom. I guess one benefit of doing one row at a time is that I don't have to run back and pick anything up. We tend to pick everything up in one go. Yeah, we're doing it at the same time the podcast is normally recorded, which I know unfortunately is late for a lot of the people in the UK and beyond. So it'll be 8 p.m. Atlantic, which is midnight in the UK. I can also hear some lava around here, and I'd like to know where that is, because I would like to avoid it. Cosmic, the way that your insomnia is working, you might be awake at that point? Well, that's fair. It's 11 a.m. in Australia. Well, maybe some of our Australian listeners will tune in. We don't have a lot of Australian listeners. The Citadel Cafe is mostly North America. But unfortunately, the record time is like across the US, it's kind of right around dinner time in a lot of the heavy populated areas. So we don't get a lot of live listeners on the Citadel Cafe. Whoops. And we're still on a second level. My gosh. I will probably only do this for the first part of stream, and then we'll switch to something else. I wouldn't mind thinking about what the inside of the base is going to start to look like. Get some dimensions. I thought about a cool idea to have the power. I don't know whether I want to have the power for the base above ground or below. I've spoken before about having like some crystals and stuff as like a fake way to get some power going, and I'm wondering if we had like a big pit in the middle of the base and it had the power underneath it, so that when you walked in there'd be like a glass floor, or maybe no floor, like maybe it's just a big open space. And maybe we could use like the roads or something as like the conduits. But at the same time, if I did that, it would be kind of cool to see that kind of power as opposed to have it hidden inside of a building. I know we've got shulker boxes, obviously, for color coding and stuff, but I really wish we could color code chests. It'd be nice to have chests of different wood types, at least. I've been thinking about how I want to get some textures going that are more sci-fi for some of the Minecraft utility blocks, like chests and barrels, that don't really fit the sci-fi vibe. I mean, copper chests are okay. We could use those in the meantime, I guess. I think I'll just go until this speed potion runs off, and then we'll call it there. Yeah, I think it would be neat if they matched the wood types that they were made of. I think it would open up decoration for a lot. Especially if they didn't just look like planks. Like if some of them maybe looked more like, if the wood texture was more like the stripped log texture. Because then like a white stripped log chest, you could probably use that in the sci-fi area. Like that wouldn't look too bad. The next best thing to having a flashlight is a end rod. We took a sizable dent out of this anyway. I was doing that earlier on when we first moved to the area. I would spend like the first bit of a stream just like taking out mushrooms, kind of thing. I'm gonna go repair the shovel. I might have more than one. Cool. All right, so now we've got this can go here. Got the mushroom blocks. I don't think I need more than one full. The brown ones are usually more useful. I don't think I need all of this, so we can probably just use that on the bone meal machine. Pull that up. That is wild. Sure. Now, do I have a spare shovel? Oh, right. That should be a barrel. We just need to make more barrels. Let's actually put the barrel here. I need more than one? No. Those all gunpowder? That's empty. And we need more rockets again. Nice. Designed by Will. Thanks very much for the follow. Appreciate it. All right. So I think one of the hangups I have with the outside here is the depth here is a little bit strange. But I also don't know where the inside is going to be. I kind of threw this elevator in temporarily. So I think it might be worth trying to figure out like how we want the inside here to open up. And to do that, I might actually take this down, put it away. I think I've got a couple screenshots. I might actually put in a smaller circle as well. I don't know whether I want this to be a circle or whether I want it to be a hexagon or an octagon. Probably an octagon. Better. I don't know if I don't really build octagons that often. Cool. Found a fun tool. Use that. So this is an octagon generator or a shape generator. Okay. That could actually be kind of fun. I imagine there's going to be a sweet spot. These sections are not going to look like points. Oh, you can't do odd blocks? Huh. Yeah, so it has to be even. What if I want it to not be even? Oh, that's just the scale of the image. Build. Oh, outlined is what I would want. Yeah, I don't want it to be... don't want it to be an even number. Wait a minute. Got 3s on both sides. So it is centered on a single block. Okay. We've got 20, 30, 40. I wouldn't want it to be very wide at all, actually. I feel like even just 21 or so, 22. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So that's 19, 18, 17. Let's go 30. I mean, at that point, you might as well make it a circle. Why are you not letting me make a circle that's 30? That's weird. Well, that's not useful at all then. Never mind. Not a great website. I think the one I usually use is shapes. Plots. Yeah, that'll probably work. So 7, 3, and 2. And 31. So if that's 1, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I guess we'll use diorite for this, just because it's an easy block to move. It's going to cut things off. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So then it would be that purple bit. So roughly the same size as what we're in now. I feel like that gives us enough room. Ah, it doesn't give us a lot, does it? I guess this doesn't have to come out quite so far. Yeah, that might be a little bit too wide. Oh, there was an option to uncheck a clean shape on that other website? I'll have to check that out again. Yeah, it's hard to imagine. Yeah, that's not a lot of room. Well, I guess that's a decent distance. All right, well, that would be the minimum. And what is all this? This is just square for square's sake, I think. So that's the shape of it there. Yeah, I wouldn't want it any larger. So that gives me an inside wall to work with. What can I use the citizen credits for? Just emotes on the channel. That's it. Thanks, Sandy. Or a highlighted message. Yeah. Yeah, so that would be probably about the depth, the maximum depth. So that elevator is actually in a decent spot. I don't want to encroach on that too much. I think it might be time. I've taken some screenshots, but I think it might be time to remove the palette. Take another screenshot or two here just for fun. This is now just like in the way visually. Okay, get rid of that, and then we'll get rid of this too. Streams at an hour. Thanks, Sandy. Appreciate that. Fill this in. I wish we could do more with mini blocks and things like that in Minecraft. I guess something I should do is look into getting some mini blocks for frog lights. I don't think I've done that. I think we just put them in the stone cutter. Yeah. I don't know whether the shader pack has them giving off light or not. Probably not. No. That's cool though. It's a fun block. Yeah, yeah, yeah. so much stuff. Gonna have to remember all these different woods and stones that go together. That. There. Going on that little field trip yesterday to get extra supplies was a good idea. I feel like we've got a lot more flexibility now. Guess that goes in there. I could have sworn I had a blackstone shulker box. I do. That's not it though. Where did that go? There it is. You don't make much sense over there. Let's put you somewhere else. Well, I guess I don't really use it that much. Organizing this place is going to be bananas when we really want to make like a permanent storage area. Nice. So yes, I need to take that break. I do this once an hour, folks. If you are new to the stream, I just get another cup of coffee. You can grab a snack, grab a friend. I'll be right back. All right, so if this is going to be the maximum inside wall, we do have some room to play with in here. I feel like that's a good distance to come out there. I feel like I might want to step it in a bit though. It's a lot easier to look at now that we removed a lot of that dirt and the mushrooms. And back up quite a ways, which is nice. I may have to expand these beacon placements though. Yeah, I don't know about going out so straight. I feel like we might have to turn corner faster. So let's just take a smash at this. Maybe we'll use diorite and some stone and kind of map out something a bit more unique. also going to grab some stairs. And I want to... That's kind of boring along the bottom. That's pretty dark. I wonder if I've got another image I can throw up here. That's a cool one. Very Minecraft-y. That's fun. The angles are really subtle, which is too bad because that'd be difficult to do in Minecraft. But if you made it big enough, you could probably make it look good. So that's the kind of stuff that we just can't do with the texture details, really. Why are you not showing the bottoms of the buildings? Weird. Whole idea. I want to see how these things attach to the ground. Those are fun shapes. And some people are so talented. And I say talent knowing that it takes a lot of hard work and practice. That's cool. It's like a road covering over this. That's kind of what I want to do. Something like that around Mushroom Island would be fun. Yeah, I like the idea of like studs or legs or something that's supporting a bigger complex. Save that image. Who's that? Tony Yan or Yan? I'm just curious. Let's see what else you do, Tony. Not a lot of sci-fi stuff. I find sometimes too, just like looking at a few images will give you some shape ideas, and then you can kind of go from there. That's a short search. Normally that kind of like goes on forever. I guess the subject matter was limiting it. I wonder if I did something like environmental design. More buildings in context. That's cool. Wow. Somebody knows how to draw. Huge. It would be really neat if you weren't going to build under the ground and you had like a creative world or something to utilize the full Minecraft world height. So something that I think they did on Minecraft Middle Earth was that they, for Orthanc, I think for Isengard, they reduced the bottom of the world to like the grass level around Orthanc was like, I don't know, 6 or 12 or something back before they changed the height of the world with Caves and Cliffs. And so they had this crazy tall tower for Isengard. It was really cool looking. Okay, so if I was to make something here, I feel like this sticks out far too wide. Let's make some stairs. I'm gonna get a different shovel too. I wasn't even paying attention. Was there a cow on top of the build? One, two, three, four, five, six. So that feels a little bit wide to me. Maybe we bring that a bit. Oh, I see. He's up here. One, two, three, five, six. Yeah, maybe we'll start it here. Or I could just line it up with this. Probably going to be too narrow. That might be better. Roof cow? Nope, we're not starting that again. So I liked the pattern that I had on the other side. I just thought I'd make it a little bit bigger. So Johnny's suggested that there could be like some bins or some sort of, I don't know, access points or storage units or something. You know, that's not terrible. We continued that up. That might have the kind of feet look that I'm going for. And then if I brought this back here, is it our fault that friendly mobs in this game want to climb over your builds? No. Is it our duty to chat as chat gremlins to give them mob nicknames? Yes. It's fair. So this is kind of leaning into what I was talking about the other day, where I was like, instead of trying to make Minecraft look sci-fi, what if we make sci-fi look like Minecraft? And that lean into the potentially blockiness of everything. So that lost a little bit of what I wanted. I would say for that, we just have to go a little bit higher. Okay. Not bad. We could maybe even go one block taller. Oh no. That old problem in Minecraft where 1 meter is too short and 2 meters too tall. This might work though. No, I think it was better. Order. top part looks better as a square, I think. SweetSandi, taking advantage of the 35% off gift subs. Thanks very much, Sandy. That went to AG Kuma, Iris Bear, Nicolek, B-Dupe, and Stormageddon07. Y'all got gift subs. Make sure you connect your Discord and your Twitch. You can now join the Joel Duggan Discord. Thanks so much, Sandy. Twitch subs are, gift subs specifically are 35% off from now until December 1st. I think what'll end up happening is we'll probably have to build this a couple of times on the different angles just to see what ends up working. So I feel like we could probably add some detail here. I've got to think about larger shapes. Moira, how's it going? Something like that could be fun. Probably have to have that higher up. just have this continue in here. I'm really just kind of spitballing ideas at this point. Yeah, trying to figure out how that all connects is going to be a little bit strange. I feel like we have to come out straight before we go at an angle for a little bit. Probably here. Yeah. That is a level 1 hype train with those emotes. Thanks very much, Sandy. Appreciate that. Yeah, that still looks strange. I guess maybe it can make it diorite? And that kind of takes away the cube feel. Well, sort of. Bat, you are in the way. Ah. Whoops. Yeah, by exposing the side of this, you kind of lose the design idea that I had. Just trying to enlarge this, but we don't really see the sides of them very much. I guess we could have this come out here. That sort of solves the problem. It's tricky. Tricky, 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 tricky. One thing I did like over here was that shape. Oh no, wait a minute, no, it kind of makes it look weaker. I remember saying that yesterday. So I want this to feel more sturdy. I guess I could add another layer on that. I feel like this needs an angle here. I feel like I tried this before and it didn't work. If I did it, I would maybe want to do it in here. Yeah, I feel like if that feels like it goes farther back, that might work well. Don't know whether more of these is going to look good here. I mean, maybe these are entirely the wrong color anyway. Whoops. I think 2 of those works, but the third one doesn't. And they may be a little bit high. Right, I do have some room to play with here. That could go out by another block. I'm trying to think about like 2 different areas at the same time. Alright, so we don't like this. This could be out more. These could be lower. If I did that, I think I would make this lower. Because I'd want it to overlap a bit. But then that's even with the stairs. Which is, I guess, fine. I mean, I could move this whole thing over by 1 or 2. Yeah, I feel like that adds some sturdiness to it. Just have to figure out what's happening back here. I feel like I need a darker block. We are always at a great concrete. Always, always. Hey, Dad from Bear, how's it going? Is today Thanksgiving? In the States? I wasn't even paying attention. Oh, well, happy Thanksgiving to all of my US viewers. That's amazing. Sorry, I should have said that at the top of the stream. I am not in holiday mode at all. I mean, one, I'm Canadian, so like Thanksgiving for us was a month and a half ago. Hey, Music for Gaming, how's it going? Dad from Bear says like we ever remember when it is in Canada. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. I should have clued in, of course, because like my YouTube suggested feed for all the cooking channels I follow are all just like Thanksgiving themed. I should have maybe figured that out. Right, so like, I think I want something darker in through here. And we've been using this gray concrete on the door, and maybe we could pretend like the door frame extends somehow. It needs some sort of overlapping shape here. I guess I could make this look like it's just going all the way back too. I don't know how much I like this. Man, the rain today is just relentless. I think I like that. I don't know, maybe the other side is better. I feel like the thing to do is going to be to complete, just like we did here, I feel like we have to complete one of these and then make another wing and go over here and then do a different version and look at the two of them. Probably the best way to go. The sunlight coming through the windows is really cool. Fun. The big blocks look strong. Yeah, that's what I like about them too, Sandy. Like, again, I'm trying to lean into the chunkiness of Minecraft. I mean, I guess we could try to put them on an angle too. I don't know how well that's going to look. Good guess. I mean, that might work. That might work. If we like them, we lean into it, you know? Or fall off of it, depending on how you want to go. Sandy, thanks for being awesome. Appreciate it. Doesn't quite work with the angled ones. Worth a shot, though. I guess we could step it back instead of putting it on an angle. Where would that go? Also, I think I like it better when there's only one block in between them. Hard without anything behind them. Concrete is definitely going to be hard to remove, but we'll give it a go. Actually, let's try cyan terracottas because it'll be fast to change if we need to. Stream's at 2 hours. Thanks, Sandy. That feels a little bit strange. We might have to come out farther. Yeah, I like them. I just don't know how I connect them to the building to make sense, right? And I think that has to be stepped back by one. I think 2 blocks back would be the better idea. Yeah, definitely back 2 blocks is the way to go. K3B, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. That sort of works, but then I'm not sure how we resolve it in the middle. Maybe we have to do, each one has to go back by 2. Yeah, okay. We will attempt that when I get back. I think that's everything. I don't want to leave too many things lying around here. There we go. Cool. Folks, I take a break once an hour. Gives me a chance to grab another drink. You can grab a friend, let them know that we're streaming. I'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, I'm going to quickly adjust these on both sides so that we can get a feel for how this might connect. I do like the idea of pushing each one of these back by one or two. Oh, no, they actually stay. We're just going to put terracotta in here temporarily. So that goes up to there. Back this up. Thanks, Andy. Back. Yeah, I don't know how we handle this top part. I guess like that. Need to go get some dirt. Ugh. Just to fill in some gaps. Oh, that doesn't work there, does it? And then back to dirt there. All right, so if those each go back like that, we still have to deal with how we meet in the middle. I almost want to change this again. Be on an angle. Sometimes that free cam mod is really helpful for just getting like a different perspective on things. Like, saw the shape here, and like that. So what if it was like this? I mean, that sort of works. I still don't know how we do everything in between. So it's like we're taking those cubes and overlapping them by one. Makes sense. Yeah, it's definitely a weird angle there. Yeah, not a fan of that, but maybe we can work something out. Hmm. Yeah, that's tricky. That's really tricky. I don't know, maybe we just have two on each side and then we have to figure out what's going to happen after that. Retro Shaggy, happy Thanksgiving to you. Thanks for coming in to say hi. Silvery13 is on a 30 stream streak. You have been on every stream this month. That's amazing. Corvidina, hello. Hope I'm saying your name right. Uh-oh. All right, so the problem here is that we're overlapping the panel work we did the other day. I don't want to get too far. Yeah. I guess we could have this come down at an angle. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. That would make sense. That might work. Maybe not all the way back here. And then we'd have some space to have other panels come up. We could probably still do something in there. I think it would be neat if we could do some lighting or something. So rather than just have the panels always up against one another, we have some spaces in between. And we can get away with some cool stuff maybe. That was there, and this was here. Don't know how well that's going to work. It might work. Oh, this was supposed to be stone. No. That wasn't supposed to be there at all. I think at night that could look really cool. Although that's quite far in now. To overlap some stuff up top. Although, I mean, this can get as thin as we want. Alright. Time to get rid of this orange. I find it very distracting. Did we try to swap it out with... Yeah, let's try to swap it out with tough. I wasn't sure about the deep slate here. I'll try to test it. Their block. Difficult to tell. Yeah, once it gets dark out, hopefully it'll be all right. Yeah, I think the deep slate might work better. That doesn't work as deep slate. Yeah, I think we just have to get rid of this. Doesn't work as deep slate or tough. I like that even polished tough is Instamine. Makes the adjustments a lot easier. Yeah, that looks cool. One easy way to make things look sci-fi and futuristic is light things from below. I might even want to put the lights just a little bit farther down. And it would look better if that was a different texture. Like not stone. Try a couple different things here. I feel like the deep slate might be the way to go. At least for now. And it doesn't have to be solid either. Like we could have some depth going on too. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do 9 sections of 3. Yeah, that might work. Yeah, that looks kind of sturdy. They could almost look like they'd be wrapped around it, maybe? I'm not sure how far we come up on this side. Maybe there's another section that's through there. Another overhang. That would be a good spot for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The top of the 3, maybe? Whoop. Put that in my hand so I can see what I'm doing. I feel like a lot of this is going to be repeated patterns. And running out of deep slate. That went very fast. Oh, thanks, Andy. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That could be a little bit thicker, but overall, not a bad idea. All right, this is definitely in my way. Let's take some stuff down here. It's kind of this, at this stage in the build, there's always like this back and forth of like having a new idea, but then having to remove the old idea that's kind of clouding the vision. So it's weird. It's not quite Instamine on the way down. Interesting. Oh. Found the gap. It is enough to make even me dizzy, so I apologize for anybody that gets easily motion sick all the flying around. I wonder if I can just do this faster this way. Yes, but then I have to come back and pick everything up. Or I could just miss entirely. The other risk. Now, where was the inside? Was here? One of those two diagonal lines. This is too far forward, that's for sure. Let's go with this part here. Glad I get rid of that dirt. I did not know I missed a stone bit. Cool. Right, and so it might be worth throwing in a couple of lines down from here. Let's just build this out. A very fancy smanchy dirt column for the elevator. Yeah, I think I mentioned this before. It's too bad that, you know, dirt and even mycelium are not blocks you can really do much with. I should really put a bunch of lights down here too, just to kind of light it up for our own visuals. Get a chance to see what we're doing. All right, where do we want this potential inside wall to be? I feel like it has to go back here. Gonna be in line with that. All right, well, if it's going to be in line with that, then we can just use the actual elevator. Oh, it's probably going to go a lot farther than that. Actually, it's going to be farther back than that, because this would be extending out this way. Here, I guess, is where it would be. Let's just use a block that's easy to count, but is not diorite. The other way. Yeah, I think as a central core, that feels about right. We'll put the other one in too, to take down this other thing. Means getting rid of the glass first. I think I have time to rip this other part down too.
Your Fixit employee monitor camera feed is frozen. Please ensure the monitor feed is live at all times.
Thank you for the camera heads up, folks. Appreciate it. Trying a new position. I don't know why it froze today, but here we are. Easy to fix. feel like this is, in some ways, quite slow going as far as content goes, but it's one of the, I think, realistic things about building at this scale in Minecraft without doing it in creative first and having to build things twice. I was listening to Impulse talk about that on one of his latest episodes. I was like, yeah, I totally agree. Couldn't agree more how much I dislike doing something twice in Minecraft. Why I do all this measuring is because if I have to move anything by a block and rebuild it, like, ugh, the worst feeling. All right, so from the middle, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and on 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 goes here. Ran out. Yeah, and I think we could maybe have something like that, like an exposed elevator or something along those lines. And you can see, like, if that's the inside wall, then what we measured out earlier with that circle, like, there's really not that much space here. So this middle part may not be that big. Thinking that if I want to have like a walkway that goes all the way around, right, and have it be about that wide. One last thing I think is just going to be to shave the dirt back to match. Full of nothing, yeah. Sandy, thank you for squashing all the bots today, man. They are real. I guess it's probably because Twitch has got a promo on for 35% off of bundled gift subs. The bots come out in force. Okay. Didn't end up needing the sand. What I was going to do with the sand was drop it from a height to mark the area on the ground. Fun trick. Make more of these right now. Out of curiosity, who is live right now that we can send you all on to a raid? Because this is kind of where I need to move on and get some stuff taken care of today. Build another shulker box full of dirt. Do we have another one? Yes. Weird how they are reflecting the light from the other side. Like they're getting the sprite is getting its information from the world, not from where it is in space. Cool. Let's just see here. We've sort of started to see some of the form that I'm happy with. I think that's going to look cool. I like echoing materials too. So we've got this dark gray concrete. We've got that in here. And then to have it also here, it sort of feels like that inside structure continues up through the build, which I like. I'm not entirely sure I like this. I'll have to see. This square part, we might have to change the way that that works. These panels might need to have a little bit of a shift to them. Might be some more adjustments, but like it looks good on its own, but then how does it actually integrate with this stuff? So having those end right there feels a little bit strange. We might have to bring them up a little bit. Or maybe we bring this out, like maybe this gets pushed out. Maybe this doesn't have a little overlap there. Maybe this has to be sturdier. That could work too. This just feels very weird. But instead of this here, we could overlap this with something and then continue that pattern so that like there could be these 3 stripes of deep slate up there too. I think that would work. Cool. Looks cool at night too. All right, let's see who's live. Exuma Void, nice. We have not rated Exuma Void yet this week. I think that would be great. Exuma is always a fantastic raid and also a member of Hermitcraft, I'm sure. Very busy doing cool stuff and earlier than usual. So we can raid him at an unusual time and surprise him. Very fun. Thanks very much for the support today, folks. I really appreciate the gift subs. They are 35% off until December 1st. So there will be 2 more streams, I think, tomorrow and Saturday, where you can take advantage of that. You can also follow me on social media, Joel Duggan, very easy to find, and check out Patreon. If you would like to support, but Twitch isn't really your bag, then Patreon's only $2 a month. It's less than a cup of coffee. And the more people that support me on Patreon, then one, the bigger the Discord grows because you get access to the Discord, but it's also a great way to keep me streaming at these regular days during the week. I really, really appreciate it. Sandy, thanks for the modding. And I know the build is a little bit slow going, but I feel like we've made some progress on the interior design and some of the shapes and details I want. So we will get there. And once we have these decisions made, the whole thing will probably come together quite quickly on the outside. And then we have to tackle the inside, which I'm starting to think about now. So it's kind of a weird in-between spot on the design, but we're getting there. I will, of course, point you towards the podcasts that I do as well, the Spawn Chunks and the Citadel Cafe. They're both free, and you can listen to those when you're not hanging out with here live on Twitch. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.